Okay, so I'm going to talk today about what I learned from a botched cake. Now, it sounds kind of strange, but it was one of the most profound life lessons that I think I ever could have learned by getting a call from a friend of mine on how to fix a cake that they messed up. Okay, so I get this call, right? A friend of mine, she calls and she says, Jason, I messed up. I was making a cake and it's not coming out of the bundt pan, right? And I said, well, did you oil it? And she says, yeah. I said, okay, well, maybe you didn't put enough in, and usually I like to oil and flour, just to help the release process. But anyway, that was like kind of too late at that point because she had already cooked it and it had adhered to the sides of the bundt mold, right? So I was thinking like, okay, I got to figure out how to help her out because she called me. I'm a chef. I should know something about this, right? So I start telling her a bunch of stuff. None of it worked. And I was like, okay, kind of stumped here. So she starts like banging the pan, and it was my tutelage, right? And I'm telling her, put it back in the oven, see if it expands so it'll release the cake. Didn't work. Okay, tap it, didn't work. And then finally, the cake comes out, well, half of it. She wasn't happy about it, nor was I. But she ended up doing something very interesting with it, and I'll tell you what I told her to do. Okay, so she tells me, okay, well, half of it came out, so I'll just chip the rest of it out, and I'll put it in a baggie, and I'll take it to my family gathering in the baggie. And I said, you can't do that. I mean, that's not going to look right. And she was like, well, what else could I do? So I said, okay, I haven't done this before, but I've got an idea, and I know it's going to work. Have you ever been to that place where you just know something's going to work? Well, that's where I was this particular time. And I said, okay, this is what I want you to do. I want you to take it, I want you to break it up. Not into two small crumbs, but break it up. And I want you to take a mixing bowl, put in some butter. She used Earth Balance, which is a vegetarian, margarine type thing, non-hydrogenated. Uh, Add some sucanat to it, which is, like kind of like brown sugar, but it's natural. It's before the sugar's been refined and all that. Add some pumpkin pie spice, cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger, allspice, clove, um, and so she added that powder to it. And then I told her, okay, I want you to mix all of that up, right, into like, mix it up. And then she did that, and I said, now take the crumbled up cake and fold it into that mixture. And then in a loaf pan, I want you to grease the loaf pan, dust it with flour. I want you to put that cake down in there, right? And I also told her, she could mix raisins and nuts and stuff like that with it. She didn't want to do that because she was not a fan of nuts. But she didn't have any raisins, but she did have some craisins. So she put that in there. I said, okay, put that towards the top. And then I want you to take and make a crumble for the top. So she did all of that, right? Whew. And that was good. She made that and she said, oh my goodness, this smells so good. So I told her, now leave it in the loaf pan until you get to your family thing and then turn it out. Invert the pan and then pick it up and it'll keep the nice shape and all that, but it'll have all these nice striations of the sugars and all that. It's kind of like a real sweet monkey bread, right? She did that. There was not a crumb left. Well, okay, now on to the moral of the story. What in the world did that teach me? I'll tell you what that taught me. That taught me that even though when things go wrong, they get all sticky and everything and they don't come out right, there's always a way to repurpose it, to break it apart, to put it back together in a way that everybody eats and is looking for more, to where they're like, okay, that was so good. Sometimes things break in our lives in order for us to put them back together the right way. Sometimes we have things in our minds, and our minds limit the process. They limit the possibilities because we already have focused in our mind, I want this thing to look like this, and we don't leave any room for the organic process of evolution of it or the development of it. We don't leave any room for any of that because we're so stuck in it's got to be this way, right? So, had she done that, she would have ended up with a busted cake. A cake half in the pan, half out the pan, and crumbles in a baggie. Pretty nasty. Instead, she allowed herself to open her mind to the possibilities and to allow herself to be mentored in what to do about this now. Mentors are great. They can see things that we don't always see. They can see the shortcuts in life that we don't know about because we've never been down those roads before. She took my advice because I grew up making cake, right? And I grew up just playing with food. So she trusted me enough, even though I hadn't had that experience before, because I usually grease the pans properly and all that. Even though I hadn't had that experience, she trusted me enough to say, okay, you know what? I don't know what I'm doing, so let me go ahead and listen to what you have to say, Jason. And I will follow what you're saying, and hopefully I get good results. Well, her results were better than good. They were great. And to this day, she always gets asked to make more of that botched cake. So if you have a botch in your life, don't stop there. Don't say, oh, well, it's botched and that's it and it's over. No, instead, sit back, think about how it can be renegotiated, repurposed, readdressed. And if you're still stumped, call a mentor. Call somebody who's been down the road or a similar road who can have some insights to share with you on how to fix it. If you're looking for a way to make a living blogging, if you're looking for a way to express yourself and to boost the ranking on your website, boost the exposure of your products, your product lines, your thoughts, your concepts, or whatever, then blogging is the way to go. It is a time-tested, tested and true method of getting in front of your audience, in front of your crowd, and a way to not only boost the awareness of who you are and what you've got going on, but also a way to generate another stream of income. If that's attractive to you, there are some links on this page. If you're watching this on YouTube, then there should be a link beneath the video. If you're watching this on my actual blog, then there are links all over this page that, banners and all that, for you to learn how you can do the same thing. Take the things that you know that you have learned and turn them into profit. Turn them into a community. Turn them into grow a following from it, Talk to people who resonate the way that you do, who are your audience because they have a similar thought pattern and they want to know what you have to say, That's why you're here listening to me right now. Now, you may or may not have thought that you were going to end up with, coming to some guy's blog with a turban on his head and all of that. But the bottom line is that you're here, and I think you're enjoying what I'm saying because you're still listening. So go ahead, click on one of those links, and take your business, your lifestyle to the next level, and share something with somebody that'll help them out. That's the only reason why I'm doing this is because I know that I have value to offer and shortcut methods to help you through, whether it be your business challenges, your life challenges, your food challenges, because I talk about food a lot. And it's something that is a great creative and emotional release for me to know that I'm helping people who are outside of my direct connection. It's more than just my neighbors or just my family. This is going global. And you could do the same thing. You can go global with your information, with your message, with your inspiration, your motivation, whatever it is. You can go global with it by having a blog, and you can really drill down into your knowledge base. So go ahead, click on one of those links and get plugged in, get plugged into the platform and learn how to effectively blog for a living. This has been Jason Hodge. I'll see you later.